Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka James Kazal on MTGO, coming back to play some Grixis Control. So, a ban just hit Legacy. Name-Sticker Goblin, no longer legal in the format. So that means I am freeing up my sideboard from Force of Despair, even though it had a lot of application in other matchups, like Mississippi River in particular. I'm just gonna do what I always do when there's a meta change and put 2 Hymn to Tarox in there. To that end, I've also been frankly complaining a lot about Riskaminator on the channel, which I'm a little ashamed of, but my main gripe with the deck is that it always seems to retain card advantage so easily because cards like, their Entombs are also like keeping card parity via Troll of Khazad-dûm, getting a land drop, and they also have Force and Daze to back up their combo. So if I can just muscle them out with raw card advantage, Hymn to Tarock is like the boilerplate, most generic way to try and address that issue, and I don't expect it to really be that effective, but we're going to try it anyways. And then the other fun card I'm going to play is Caustic Bronco. Now, everyone knows, or I think everyone knows, that I'm a huge fan of Modern Jund. It was kind of the deck that got me into competitive Magic, and Dark Confidant was a fun card to play with back then. However, Dark Confidant is kind of difficult to justify in Legacy. It is an X1, so even before Bowmasters, it was kind of difficult to justify in a control deck. And even this makes me pretty squeamish because not only do you need to untap with Caustic Bronco, you need to attack with it because I don't have anything that grants haste. However, that Saddle 3 could come up. I mean, Orcish Bowmaster doesn't do it on its own, but Orcish Bowmasters plus another creature could do it. Brazen Borrower or Nimble Obstructionist can saddle it. And, hopefully we'll have a lot of card advantage. Can't think of anything much else to say. Oh yeah, the other league, or the other idea I had for a video was retaining Force of Despair and seeing if it actually still holds up post-ban, because I did bring it in for not just goblins, like it had other applications, mostly Mississippi River. It was my favorite card in that matchup. So if that deck ever became very meta, I'd want to keep that around. And then also I mentioned recently in my 5.0 video that it doesn't work against Oops All spells. However, if they are forced to keep a hand with an Narcomoeba in it, and they Cabal Therapy you, after the first Bridge from Below trigger resolves, they should have 2 Narcomoebas and a zombie. You can Force a Despair at that point. They'll get 2 more triggers, and then hopefully won't have 3 creatures to flash back their Dread Return with. But that would also require them to not have Balustrade Spy and Undercity Informer. So yeah, I mean, it's very niche. Almost as niche as bringing in Plague Engineer against Oops All spells. But there were lines that made it work out. Speaking of Oops All spells, I see a 61 card deck, and that was what was Oops last time. So, however, they're keeping 7, so there's no way it's Oops All spells. Deck never keeps 7. And also, if every Oops deck was like 61 cards off the bat, like having the read on Oops like takes away a lot of its power. We're up against Turbo Depths. Or no, we're not. This is like lands. And they're leading on Sphere, which is rough. But we do have the perfect tools for this matchup. We have a 4-drop Planeswalker, we have Kolaghan's Command, and we have an Edict to prevent Merit Lage from beating us quickly. Narset was probably the worst draw possible. We need lands. And we also want to play around Wasteland, so surveilling at the end of turn is not very attractive. However, they have 3 cards and they're not doing anything. I think I'm going to find a surveil here, just because hitting our land drops is super important, and we're already exposed to Wasteland anyways. Yep. We're going to Thoughtseize here. Let's see, how does this go wrong? It doesn't really go wrong, because Crop Rotation costs 2. If they Crop Rotate in response, that'd be kind of cool. Then if they don't Wasteland, oh no, they have Wasteland. I'll take crop rotation. And at least this way we've protected our red source. What would be really messed up is if they copied Wasteland with Thespian Stage. But then they'd be like pretty low in resources as well. Soul Guide Lantern, definitely kind of a problem, but not really a problem. Yep. No. Two Mono Lantern. What are you going after? The spell. That makes sense. Alright, really hoping for a land here. Shoot. Well, I'm not going to not play this land. I think it's more likely that I hit one of my 15 lands than they hit one of their 3 wastelands, but we'll see. They're going to draw a card. Another stage, and they're passing. Okay. If we hit a land here, things could really turn around. But then we need another land after that. Ay, ay, ay. Sure. Not sure what they're going to do with black mana, but I guess we'll find out. Another wasteland. Well, I mean, they're not clocking, so... Take this! Exploration on turn 5, right when you want it. I mean, it will go absolutely ballistic with a Life from the Loam, but we're not there yet. Come on. Yep. Sorry, everyone. This is terrible. This is the worst game I've seen in a long time. I'm going to discard Narset. Yeah. This is, lame. Hell yeah. Alright. Can I get 3 more? How about we just both draw lands for a long time? Oh, but the land you draw, it can't be Dark Depths. Or actually, I guess it can be because I have the Edict. Then I need to draw a land. But I'd prefer if they didn't draw Urza Saga. Oh no. Okay, they hit Loam. They don't have anything too scary to recur other than a Wasteland. But yeah, we're really hoping to hit Cling to Dust off the top right now. Otherwise, yeah, they'll be drawing like... Essentially, they'll be like Ancestraling every turn. Whoa! Thank you, God. And that, too? Oh, man. Sometimes you just feel like you're really cool. And they didn't even pick up the Wasteland. The hubris. Dark Depths. So their hand is what? Is it a fetch land? Oh no, it is a Wasteland. That's right, they have 2. Okay. Land? Hell yeah. That's more of a Lotus Petal though, so I'm not going to play it. Also, Lava Spur Boots definitely complicates this. And unfortunately, that means they might not even go for it until they have some installation. But I mean, they'll have to go for it because I'm going to start pressuring them. Let's see. Snapcaster Mage is a bit ridiculous under Sphere of Resistance. Yeah, they didn't even make Marilage. But yeah, we're going to start putting them under pressure. Now, why would they pay 2 life to do that? That is so strange to me. Yep. Do they have Colony Garden? Or do they just want as much life as possible here? I was hoping they were going to wait even longer. Okay. Wasteland. Another sphere. Yikes. More Bowmasters. Well, we're going to have to commit one of these Bowmasters and just try and get over the line. We have Lightning Bolt, so it's really not impossible. But they kind of need to brick for us here. This feels like a loam. I really hope it isn't. Yeah, it's like the furthest thing from a brick. Dang it. That's rough. Especially since, you know, there's not one draw that can do it for us since we'll be under double sphere. And we won't have enough mana to do anything. We were close. I think if we hit our land sooner than we did, and we're able to clock, I think this would have been a pretty trivial game. Oh yeah, they can just Lava Spur Boots right now. Okay, cool. Man, that top deck Clang made it all worth it. So, Dark Confidant effects, traditionally very good against lands decks, and even if they Maze of Ith this, we still get the trigger, which is cool. I'll never forget, my first paper game of Legacy was against a pretty experienced lands player, and I didn't side out to him to Turok, and in game 2, I cast him to Turok against them, and they were just like so angry, or disappointed maybe. Let's see, what else? Lightning Bolt. Unless they have Reclaimer, but I don't think they do. But we can recalibrate for game 3. I've also been beginning to side out one Bowmasters instead of Narset because I like being able to get ahead on cards. I guess I'm on the play too, so maybe I'll take another Thoughtseize here. And we have some additional clocking power with the addition of Caustic Bronco. Jesus Christ. Oh. If I forget to edit that out, I'm sorry. Okay, great. Mulligan. Sure, I'll work with this. But I'm not happy. Keep. Bottom that Badlands. Let's do it. Lands keeping 7. Not what you want to see. Snapcaster Mage might have been a better bottom, but the likelihood of top decking at least one land is high. Okay, well, pretty sure we're going to lose this one. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm giving up or anything, but just in my experience, an unchecked exploration with 6 cards in hand. They have an Urza's Saga. Not actually that scary unless they play another artifact. Between Strix and Bowmasters, we'll be able to check all that. Ooh, Caustic Bronco. Snake Horse Mount. I mean, we gotta do it. Strix will draw me 1 card. How many cards will Caustic Bronco draw me? 1 million? I just have to really hope they don't play a land next turn. I mean, an artifact. They'll definitely play a land. Wasteland. Don't care about that one right now. Dark Depths. Okay. This just got interesting. Dark Depths notably not tapping for mana. However... Underground Sea. Yeah, however, if they get Lava Spur Boots and have Thespian Stage, that makes me pretty inclined to cast Baleful Strix this turn just to stay alive. Yet the presence of Sajiri's Step as well makes that a little unreliable. Definitely playing this mountain. What to do? Let's attack. Badlands. Not interested in blocking. Okay, well then I'm interested in playing Strix for sure. For the reasons outlined. Not being able to pick off a construct with Bowmasters is too bad, but also we have Kolaghan's Command. And Strix will block one of these, ideally. Unless what I outlined happens and they're swinging with Haste Merit Lage next turn. That does require them to have a lot of things though, and if they have to spend a turn like using Expedition Map, that also means they're not tutoring Lava Spur Boots. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. I want to see them make a construct. Oh crap. Okay, they're definitely making Merit Lage then. Giving up on that value is kind of crazy. Oh, Mox Diamond. So... And discarding Sajiri Step? This is all too weird. Do they have Loam? They do have Loam. Okay. This House of Cards, it's going to get difficult to navigate. But hopefully Caustic Bronco just gives me the card advantage I'll need. I don't get a stat boost when I get saddled, right? Yeah. It's mostly all downside. Sphere of Resistance. Obnoxious. But mostly fine. I'll probably, deal 2 and shatter the sphere? Attack for 3? No, attack for 2. Hasty Merit Lage has to be on my radar going forward. Now, what mana source do I protect? Traditionally, holding your islands untapped for as long as possible to play around Choke is what you want to do. And that's the one they knew about as well, so... Alright, let's see what happens here. Nile Spellbomb, not bad. It's a little late. Gonna have to hope that... Sure, Loam doesn't deliver too hard next turn. But yeah, we're in some trouble here. Okay, yeah, not the craziest. They will have a lot of mana, though. Can't deny that. Picking up Ancient Tomb. As long as they don't have Horizon Canopy in hand, I can bomb the Life from the Loam. They have a play. Is it choke? Oh, it's Pithing Needle. Are they going to name Caustic Bronco? Or Nile Spellbomb, more likely. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, it makes their constructs rather large. Can't really attack into them anymore. So it might be time to brainstorm. Yeah. Nimble Obstructionist and Force of Will. Not really what I was hoping for. I was really hoping to find Surgical Extraction. They also didn't play a Wasteland this turn. Do I just have to force the next time they loam? Seems kind of likely. Then K-Command, destroy Pithing Needle, deal 2 damage to that thing. I can't saddle Caustic Bronco, but I can pick one of these cards back up, and I guess it should just be like a land. Or wait, no I can't. Or yeah, I can. Yes, I can. I'd have to walk into Wasteland, though. If they have a way to make Merit Lage in their hand, which they might, they can get the boots off their next Saga. Does that make me want to hold up Nimble Obstructionist instead? I don't love that. I think I'm going to spin for a new card. Try and find a new way to, I mean, what's the point of holding back with Strix? They have Sajiri Step in hand and Exploration. I say there's no point. Ouch. Force of Will is one strike against Bronco in this deck. And also why you traditionally don't see Dark Confidant in Force of Will decks, I will say. Alright, we've gotten them to 10 life. See what we can do about this. They don't hit Thespian Stage on their Dredge at least. But I mean, maybe they don't need to. Maybe it's already in orbit somewhere else. If they get Expedition Map here, I'll feel okay. If they get Boots, I'll be very scared. Shadow Spear, okay. So that's how they want to do this, huh? I gotta try and like force the rest of the loams they play for the rest of the game, it feels like, which is not great. But this Bronco has kept me in this game way longer than I should be. I know they have a Wasteland in hand. I didn't forget, yeah. Not gonna catch me slipping. You see? Alright, how about a land? I'll also take blue card. There's a land. You know you want to block. Cool. So we'll finish this off with Bowmasters. Right? Right. Yeah. Also probably should have attacked with Strix, but we'll be forcing Loam again next turn. Well, depending on what it picks up, like, okay, yeah, there's Thespian Stage. We don't really have the luxury to not force this. Now let's see here. Flashing in Snapcaster Mage. I don't have any bolts in my deck, so it doesn't make sense. And we just gotta hope that using Ancient Tomb is gonna be... Oh, they play Sajiri's Step Out. That's interesting. Their Wasteland is also tapped. Does that mean I can get a Surveil? So let's see. If they play Thespian Stage next turn after Loaming, that's 1-2. They copy it 3-4. And then they equip Shadow Spear. Yeah, I think they have to use their Ancient Tomb. Well, that's not actually true, because they could play an additional mana source because of Exploration. I think Wastelanding will be a stretch, though. So I'm going to get my card selection, damn it. What the hell? So they're sandbagging crop rotation that whole time. What are they going to get? An Urza Saga? I don't think I mind too much. I'm going to bin that. Land. Sure. Send for 3 here. Snap Brainstorm is very tempting, but I have a feeling I'll need to be destroying Shadow Spear and dealing 2 and swing in the race. They're gonna resolve Life from the Loam this turn, but if they want to double Wasteland me, that means they're not playing a Thespian Stage. Curious what they do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're going to try and put Shadow Spear on something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. This line seems pretty safe, but we have it beat. As long as I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I should know their whole hand. Yeah, I might as well deal 2 to them, right? Alright, hopefully the next game is less scary. Just got a little more set up. I don't like Thoughtseize on the Drawginx lands. But do I have anything that's any better, honestly? I don't find Fatal Push very good. I don't like trading 1-for-1 with Construct tokens. It's usually how you lose. Bowmasters is not bad. Dude, Caustic Bronco. That was crazy. That card gave me the cards I need to play cards. Yeah, we're taking all the Bowmasters, I think. Well, let's take one Thoughtseize instead, actually. Okay. Let's go. Much better. If they don't play Saga on turn 1, we can stifle Chapter 2, eliminate their early pressure, and once we make it to the mid-game, well, it's the mid-game, and you know we love the mid-game. The mid-game is where we thrive. The late game is when we either lose or really win. And the early game, we don't have much early game. I think that's a big strike against this deck in Legacy. Tanking on their 6, they're either thinking about going to 5, or they're wondering about which card to put on bottom. Okay, they're good on 6. See if they have an insane start. No, they don't. They have Bajuka Bog. Not really when you want to play that. But I'm guessing that means that they have a Saga in hand that they want to pay out. Which means not... yeah. You know what I mean. Okay, another Bowmasters. We'll likely be clocking pretty effectively. And in case I need to brainstorm, I guess I'll play that out. Now, it's pretty rare to go into Game 3 without having Surgical my opponent, so I don't know if they're playing Choke or not. And that's kind of scary. Okay, as predicted, it is a Saga start. And everything I said was wrong because I thought I could Obstructionist Chapter 2. It's not true. I'm going to brainstorm. Meltdown is sweet. So sweet, in fact. A tasty treat sweet. Okay. I think I'd rather have multiple Strix than Bowmasters. I'm prohibited from making a play next turn. But our hand lines up really well against what's going on over there. I'm feeling okay. I might stifle Chapter 3 even. It doesn't really make sense. Chapter 3 is often collateral with Meltdown. Another land. I don't hate it. But we'll see if I need to nimble anything. Not usually. We'll take a pretty big hit here, especially if they go for Lava Spur Boots. As long as they don't play another Sphere, which would be very hard for them to do. They don't have Explo. They don't have Ancient Tomb. I think we'll be fine. And I guess I'll play around Pithing Needle. It is pretty cool that even though these lands are both wastelandable, if they Ghost Quarter me, God forbid, okay, yeah, Mox Diamond, I'll still have access to red mana. They discarded Dark Depths. Okay, yeah, I think it'd be exceedingly difficult for them to cast Life from the Loam this turn. They had the boots in hand. Okay, this is going to be quite the meltdown. And now I just need a plan for Merit Lage, which I kind of have with Strix. And also melting down boots feels really great. Because not having that part of the game... yeah, it's just good. It's just good. Okay, now that I've drawn Lorien revealed, I think I'm more comfortable having Volcanic Island get wastelanded here. Let's melt it down. Usually at this point I say, you have no board, but they have quite a board. They don't have any green mana though, which is pretty relevant. They have an Ancient Tomb. And Sphere's back. I don't mind that so much. Caustic Bronco. Yeah. I think I play that, right? Now that Lava Spur Boots is out of the game. Horse Confidant seems very effective on this board. They're probably going to copy Wasteland. Okay, they're going to copy Island. Got it. Yeah, I guess copying Wasteland would be really not setting themselves up for success. Oh god, they have green mana now. That is bad. Sylvan Library. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting a, you know, the card. Life from the Loam. And I thought we were about to lose. But now I feel pretty okay. We can really punish this line with Bowmasters. That being said, it's really just going to like escalate things. Like, it's not Narset. But I could top deck Narset. I top deck Brainstorm. So I could really dome them here. I could cast Bowmasters and Strix, saddle this, and hopefully hit hard. But that seems kind of silly. I think I'd rather cast Bowmasters and hold up Obstructionist so I don't lose. Sorin the Mirthless. That would have been quite a chunk of damage. So that's unfortunate. Playing Sorin does seem pretty good. But the Sylvan Library is just too free. And depending on what they drew, like, oh, okay. What did they draw? Elvish Reclaimer? That's the card I thought they didn't have. Obstructionist will mess with this a little bit. Yeah, we're hoping to hit a land here. Can't exactly attack with Bronco anymore. Yeah, this is a problem. Don't mind that land drop. How do I break through this? I guess I Brainstorm. This is good. Just need to beat this thing. If I can just beat this thing. So Sorin does kind of seem part of the plan. Maybe I don't need Strix anymore now that I have all these ways to keep Dark Depths out of the game. Or I could dome them for 4. I could play Strix out. And crew the Bronco. They might be scared to block, but probably not. Yeah, it seems kind of corny. Okay. Yeah, let's just do that. It's hard to know the exact perfect thing to do here. But yeah, even if they draw Dark Depths, I have Borrower as an out. I'd rather mess with Life from the Loam, because I think that's what they're really going for here. Not using my mana is rough. Ponder. Not very good with Sphere of Resistance around. Yeah, put it in the trash. Ponder. Well, now I kind of like it, actually. This is what the Mercadian Mass Brainstorm looks like. It's hard to know the right thing to do. The Sphere is really messing with me, so I guess I just want to find some more land drops. It's a miss. Shuffle that. Oh, great. It might be time to try and make this thing a 1-2. Which is going to be hard, but not impossible. Kolaghan's Command. Okay. Yeah, I think it's time for a draw step. Surgical on Urza's Saga. Keep that out of the game. Okay, they really want a Saga. That's good. Kind of. It's kind of good. It's also kind of scary. Yep. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. And yeah, they definitely don't want this X-Blow in hand. Let's see, 4 life from the Loams. A lot of Dark Depths too, but if I can extract Dark Depths, they will have to rely on Reclaimer to win. But yeah, no way they're using that library. Now Bronco can attack, which is sweet. And also this arrives on chapter 2. Not really what they want. Thoughtseize. Terrible. Okay. If I had one more mana, just one more frickin' mana, I could pick up Nimble Obstructionist and get another Stifle. Okay, how about I play Sorin, make it 2-2. And crew this damn horse. Really start getting ahead in life. Watch this be a land. Oh yeah, take that. That was insane. And I even have Force up if I want to pitch Brazen Borrower, which I don't really want to do. Now all of a sudden these vampire tokens become pretty scary. However, well, I don't think they'll have the mana to both tutor Shadow Spear and equip it if they want to make a construct. We might just overrun them on board. Additionally, if they go for Shadow Spear and go through all of that, I think we can survive the hit and then use Kolaghan's command. There's no doubt that that Force of Will was an insanely lucky and insane turn of events. Okay, hopefully this will be too slow. Pithing Needle, sure. I don't mind that. They'll probably name Sorin, but they might name Caustic Bronco if they're afraid of me setting up some insta-kill, which if I draw Brainstorm, I will be able to do. So they have every right to be wary of that. But I think Sorin the Mirthless is probably the obvious line. Yep. Okay, they didn't draw a land, which makes me think they probably either drew an Exploration or a Crop Rotation, something they couldn't cast under Sphere. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Ponder. Is that worth setting something up? I don't know. I think so. There's another Force. Okay, I think we can do this. I think... Oh shit! Oh my god! Every time these ponders just go frickin' haywire. God, that was bad. Then, yeah, shuffle. Okay. Return target creature. Can we just overrun them, though? Deal 2 to them. Get a creature back. They block a 2-power thing, yeah. This didn't matter, but... God, that was bad. I could have won with, like, serious horse style. And there are no 6-drops in my deck, so... No danger of dying out of nowhere. Oh my god. Shit is such a joke sometimes. Cool. Well, that certainly was a match, wasn't it? I'll see you for round 2. Alright, here we go in match number 2 with a truly bizarre hand. In my experience, having Force is better than mulling to 6, where you'd just be down that card anyways. We have Brainstorm to find a black source, and not to mention a draw step. It's one of those weird keeps. Mountain. Unlicensed Hearse. That's fine. not where I want to point my force of will. Okay. A lot of red mana in our hand. Too much, arguably. Alright. Pretty clear take a Rabble Master here. And I really don't want to force Bombardiers. So I'm going to invite some kind of interaction with Orcish Bowmasters first. Like if they just want to trade Bombardiers for Bowmasters, that's great. If they want to throw in Licensed Hearse, that's great. Oh, by the way, we're up against Red Prisoner Stompy. Freed from Tier 2 now that Name-Sticker Goblin doesn't make the default Stompy deck Muxus. Ooh, would you like to throw your hearse? No? Okay. Clearly playing Reanimator over here. Maybe I should have played Mountain. But there's a weird world in which I would brainstorm. Like if they cast a Chalice, that'd be tough. Also, Mana Longevity might be a problem for them now that they've played City of Traders out. Okay, I spoke it into existence. Yeah, I think I'm going to brainstorm first, see if I can ignore this Chalice. If I hit Bolt, that's pretty cool too. I can kind of ignore the Chalice. I mean, it's almost never a good idea, but I got a clock. It's not bad. Pitch Brainstorm to Force of Will. Carry on. Makes my top decks pretty bad, but they're going to need a lot to go right. I think we'll have enough room in our margins since they have City of Traders. Like, if I force whatever they cast using their city, then they're pretty far away from doing anything else, is how I choose to look at things. Doing this now so they can't crew in response. Now, say if their hand is like Land Spirit Guide, they're pretty incentivized to get this Fury on board and start clocking. At which point, we'll get them. Resolves. Kolaghan's Command is a pretty darn good draw. Kind of makes me want to destroy Chalice, but Licensed Hearse is also a pain and a clock. In some ways, Blood Moon accomplishes the same thing. Well, actually not really, because now they're not down a card with the City of Traders. It's probably most responsible to hit Chalice of the Void, but I want to see if they play out like, if they go like Land Rabble Master or Land Bombardiers. Or even Land Spirit Guide? No? Okay. Yeah, I think the line here is Bowmasters. I need to start clocking. Give them one more turn to play an X2. But now the 1-drops are piling up. Yeah, we have some draws that are pretty unfortunate from here. Basically any double pip requirement. We have 2 Narsets, 2 Jaces. No, 2 Narsets and then the Sorin and a Jace. Caustic Bronco would be a nice draw. did huge amounts of work last game, or last match. That was insane. Not saying I played very well or anything. That ponder at the end was crazy. I think I've seen someone on Twitter bemoaning the fact that you can't undo a ponder stack, even though like in paper, I don't think it's like chess where if you like take your hand off the thing, you can't change it. I've seen people like go like, okay, I'm gonna go like that. Oh wait, hold on, before I draw the card, I'm gonna go like that, or I feel like you should be able to. Okay, I don't mind Chromox. I feel like you should be able to, change the order of your ponder before you decide whether to shuffle or not. They pitch Fury. Do they have a 4-drop? No? Guess I'll just make them discard then. And yeah, I think I want this Chalice gone. Another Fury, that makes sense. Let's brainstorm now. I want to move some stuff around. There's Caustic Bronco. So I'll put this land 2 down. What's going on? Oh, sure. Yeah, I wasn't really hoping to snap K command, but that's why I put the land where I did. Just keep it in orbit for the Bronco. Any response? Sorry, this is impatient. I'm good. Okay. I could dome them for 5 if I play Snapcaster Mage. It's probably not getting much better with the hearse around. Yeah, because Nimble Obstructionist does some really nasty things against this deck. Does it actually? I think it's actually better as a 3-1. No, but Snapcaster Mage is pretty locked under that hearse, so yeah, let's go like this. Next turn, I'll cast Obstructionist, crew the horse, and then just dome him for 5. And then maybe do it again via Brainstorm. Probably just pitch Snapcaster Mage to Force of Will. If I have to force, they could just like draw a land or something. But yeah, I'll have to force most things here, like Rabble Master. But yeah, hopefully after this point the race will just be too tight. Alright, we'll crew that. And we need a blocker. And I guess it should be one that can't grow the hearse. Nasty, huh? And I'll do it again next turn. I just have to hope they don't hit a 2-power creature. Unless it's Fury, because they don't have the mana to cast Fury. What's the draw? Doesn't beat the board, because I do have 7 on board, even outside of a Bronco activation. Okay, him to Turok, traditionally not that bad against Red Prison, but you kind of want to be on the play, because They do have hands that just like dump it all out on turn 1. Yeah, I really don't have much for this matchup. I'll take Hydroblast despite being a Chalice of the Void deck across from me. And an Opposition Agent, even with Muxus or Name-Sticker Goblin gone, are they still not playing Caves of Chaos Adventure? I really do miss the initiative. Maybe I'm the initiative deck now. I play from the Catacombs most of the time. What are the cuts? Thoughtseize and Cling to Dust are kind of inexcusable on the draw. I guess Fatal Push is marginally better, and then I'll take Meltdown, even though I never like Meltdown against this deck. Would have been pretty good there. Taking off Chromox and Licensed Hearse, and potentially Chalice of the Void too, if that was still around. Now, after that game, I can reasonably expect them to side out Blood Moon, but, I mean, turn 1 Blood Moon is still pretty hard for me to beat. Okay, this hand is rough. I will be mulliganing it. And I hope they join me. Red Prison keeping 7. Okay, that's better, I guess. Bottom Force. If they go Chalice, we have Meltdown. If they go Creature, we're going to have to hope it's not, what's it called? Rabblemaster. Chalice, sure. Okay. And the other problem with this hand is that we're hoping to top deck a land before any blue card. Any blue card that's not Lorien Reveal, that is. Yeah, that works. Can't bolt anyways. Oh, yeah. Yeah! I love Kolagon's command so much. Putting a lot of faith in Chalice, I see. We will have to wonder if it was misplaced. Yeah, this Meltdown can do a lot better. Seeing as it doesn't matter, I won't be able to bolt something anyways, so I'd rather just like maybe cast Kolagon's command. Oh god. Yeah, there are a lot of ways this goes wrong. Magus of the Moon, that's not one of them. And in a lot of ways I don't even want to have this gone, because then they'll be back on 3 mana. But a mana source that deals damage to them is obviously good for us, so I'm going to see if they attack. If I can crack back with Opposition Agent, I might as well just try and... Oh, okay, well, that is unacceptable. But it is crazy how we almost have Reach in hand. No, that's not how we play this. That's not how we play this. It's close. I mean... So... If I deal 2 to... Sorry, if I deal 2 to them... If I can rely on Opposition Agent to get 3 damage in... I'm at 20. Then I have to destroy Magus. If I destroy Magus, they're paying 2 life to cast spells. Can I leave Rabblemaster around? And does that mean... Well, that doesn't mean I cast Opposition Agent anyways, because Rabblemaster can block. Would they block? This is getting way too cute. But I'm sure... I think there is some Galaxy Brain line of getting them to deal more damage to themselves and then just casting a bunch of lightning bolts. No attack. What does that mean? That attack seemed pretty free. Edict. That's a good one. Alright, let's chill. Does that mean they're never going to attack? I want them to attack. I want them to attack so badly. Well, I don't want them to attack so badly that I don't want them to, like, not spend life on their spells, though. So, yeah, this seems right. I really need to take advantage of those ancient tombs. Because this is not the kind of hand that can win a long game. If they get something grindy down. I can beat most grindy things. But I'll run out of answers eventually. And I'm more likely to draw lands than not lands. What would be bad here? Blood Moon would only be kind of bad. We have another Chalice beat. Trinisphere is kind of whatever. Okay. I think that one's okay. But I need them to attack. Or hold on. If I can just get across for 3 with opposition agent, I think that means I edict this. Then if they tap one of these tombs just one more time, that'll put them to 9. 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9. Rough draw, but could be good if I ever find another blue source. So yeah, best case scenario here is that they like pay 2 life and cast a Trinisphere or something. Rabblemaster, not so much. This could still work though. I clearly cast opposition agent here. Let the goblin run into me and then bolt this on my turn. Attack for 3. This goes completely wrong if they cast Chalice of the Void. But I'm pretty sure they would have done that before the Rabblemaster, because they wouldn't want me to bolt and then them not get their damage across. Bowmasters, great draw. Hit there. And no matter what, we should be able to overrun them. Fury would be a roadblock for sure. But even then, like, wouldn't they have to like go pretty low on life? Yeah. So between Bowmasters and Lightning Bolt, we should be able to have enough reach to get through here. Red Stompy is not a deck famous for gaining life. In fact, I don't know if it's ever had any life gain cards in its long tenure in the Legacy metagame. Brazen Borrower. Alright, that one was way less stressful than the last one. And we even had some awesome Bronco action. This has been a good league for Bronco so far. I'll see you all in match 3. Went in the die roll, and match 3 is pretty sweet. We got Ponder into Bronco, or Ponder into Strix, as the matchup dictates. Hoping to dodge a Swords or Bolt matchup, but there's so little Lightning Bolt around these days. Sometimes it feels like I'm the only Lightning Bolt deck out there. Yeah, this is a keep. Tropical Island. Ponder. This makes me think of Up the Beanstalk, but the fact that they mulliganed and that they just shuffled could point them more towards like show and tell. Either way, Narset is a bomb here. And I'm going to immediately put them to the test. I'm not going to try and Strix for like a force of will. Okay, well, we didn't get dazed. A long stop on the draw step. Almost certainly up against a a Beanstalk deck then. Flooded Strand, also indicative of such. Brainstorm, yep. Probably looking for some way to interact with this horse snake. So if we can, I guess if we exhaust the old Tarmogoyf maxim, if we exhaust their interaction with threat number 1, does that mean Narset, the more impactful one, is going to stick? We'll see. But I expect this to get plowed Scrubland, which is unfortunate. Lost some mana advantage on that. That's okay. Scrubland is weird. Alright. No force. This is tough. I mean, Lightning Bolt is out. But given that they almost certainly drew a Triumph of St. Catherine, Strix is a good check for that, for the most part. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the 5 mana 5/5. I will take Ponder. Leyline Binding. Well, I wish I had Nimble Obstructionist for that. But that is not a good exchange for them. Maybe we'll draw our other Narset. Force of Will. Alright, let's try and set something up here. Yeah, I like it. Probably want to play Strix this turn. Bowmaster's the following. We might even hardcast Lorien Revealed and just kind of outmuscle them. We're not exactly clocking though. Hopefully we will be soon. 5 cards in hand after their draw step. One of them being a land. Okay, I will force a Beanstalk, of course. I will not force Orcish Bowmasters. What the hell is this? Sithis? I'm trying to think of a Selesnya spell. Oh, Uro. Okay, well that makes sense. Yeah. Now we're looking for something different altogether. Notably Plains and Scrubland. They're pretty darn far away from that. 4 spells in hand. Well, let's get to going. Snap Ponder's pretty appealing here. Missing on blue card is rough, but resolving Sorin next turn, not rough at all. In fact, very good. K Command to the Yard. As much as it hurts me, it's just not a very relevant card against the deck that's accruing massive resources all the time. Up the beanstalk. How about up the hell no? They didn't force back. I hope that means they don't have one. I'm confident one of these will resolve. I'm not sure if it'll be Lorien or Sorin, but I'm going to try Sorin first. Just because it has more benefits the longer it stays in play. Okay, they're coming up on that Uro. Getting their cantrips in now seems wise. So if I cast Sorin and get a land, I could also cast Bowmasters. We all know how good that is. I don't really care if they waste land. Alright, let's do it. Uro's life gain, always an annoyance. But 13 damage is kind of a lot. They're tapping blue. Does this mean they don't have Uro this turn? Yeah, Plains and Scrubland in an Uro deck. It's really asking a lot of your mana base. But also if you're trying to support Leyline Binding. Okay, now they can escape Uro. Not like that. Yeah, there you go. We have strict check. Obviously not super reliable against a deck with very efficient removal. But that's removal that's not going at Sorin either. Or potentially Bowmasters. 3 cards in hand. No up the beanstalk if they force this. But I'd be shocked if they force that and not any of my other cool cards. We have Bolt to counteract 1 Uro trigger, which is not great, but it could be relevant. They might be deciding whether to swords Bowmasters or Strix. Oh, they have Bowmasters? Dang it. Well, clearly they're going to hit Bowmasters. So now I think I bolt Bowmasters and then cast Lorien Revealed. Okay, we're flooding a bit here. Not good. Bolt there. Lorien Revealed. Grind this out for me, please. Thoughtseize. Yep, seems pretty necessary. Murktide Regent, Leyline Binding, Swords to Plowshares. This is all a nightmare. Man, could they have like just one card that isn't relevant here, please? Oh man, what a freaking headache. Jesus Christ. Take the binding. Man. Absurd. Sure, whatever. Pile it on. At this point, whatever. That was a good exchange at least. Still no lands in hand. This is getting a little ridiculous. Okay, thank you. Seems like they have a play. Ponder. Man. Flooding be the death of us, as per usual. Narset. Sure. Force of will. Alright, well. Can probably pack this up at this point. But we are pretty up on clock, so see what I can get them on the hook for. It's always rough when you feel like you're completely in charge of a game and then you lose. What can you do? Likely one of our worst matchups. They don't cast Uro for some reason. Yeah, I'll take Jace. Please don't have Force. All right. Keep this train moving. Kolaghan's Command. Not very relevant. I likely need to raise dead Snapcaster Mage and have them discard. And at that point, we're going to have to hope that they don't have a lot of things. What is this, Endurance? I hate you, Endurance. My worst enemy. You know, I hear you should probably target yourself so you don't, like, deck yourself. No? Okay, fine. I'll have you discard. Oh, there's no real point in getting Snapcaster Mage at this point, huh? I'm going to lose Jace to this attack, if they do send both. Man, this bolt is real embarrassing. There's also some weirdness where maybe they value Murktide so much as a game-ending thing that they're a little too afraid to attack and lose it to Baleful Strix. Because they do need to hit here. I mean, they have at least 2 looks at it. Uro always a pain. Okay, they drew a land. So far, we're kind of safe. And Bowmasters will annoy the crap out of Uro, but I mean, they're definitely winning that in the long run. But yeah, if they want Jace gone, if they don't rip a removal spell here. I mean, if they rip a removal spell, I'm just dead. But yeah, if they want Jace gone, they'll have to send Murktide into the Strix, which they probably honestly don't mind doing. Oh my god, what? Yes, do that, do that, do that! Ah, crap. They realized what was going on. And they were like, oh, hold on. Because at first they were attacking me, and that would have been pretty sweet. Cling to Dust. Thanks for showing up. I could Bowmaster and Bolt this Endurance. It's pretty good. Alternatively, I might need to be on the hunt for something more impactful. Yeah, at this point, I'm trying to, like, drain their clock. That's the move right now. And Bowmasters is great at treading water against Uro, because Uro will continually create chump blockers for me via the attack trigger. And if they're only working with 1 Endurance, and not many win cons, we might deck them. However, they also showed me Orcish Bowmasters, so I'm not really able to rely on that. There's also weird Bowmaster math here where if I can body the first couple hits, the ping alongside with the amass will be able to at least trade with Uro, and then I could cling it in the end of combat phase. But like I said, I think clock is a lot more of a viable strategy right now. You gotta be kidding me. This doesn't fetch anything. It does fuel Cling to Dust, but since it doesn't make the 5th one right now, then there's really no point in doing so. Okay, they're playing multiple Endurance. They really want to beat Grixis control. Unless this card is actually pretty well positioned right now, I'm not sure. Shuffling these cards back in my library, though, I like it. I like it a lot. I don't like that. Okay. It's an emergency. Thoughtseize, come on, man. Alright, Uro Trigger will drain their clock a little more. But I don't think I'll be able to get them to below 1230, which is like a pretty big signpost. And post side, this Doesn't get a whole lot easier. Lightning bolt. Dang. I might be able to use my clock to lower their clock if I like bolt Bowmasters. See what they think about that. Okay, they're not F6'd. Okay, they don't care. Yeah, I think they'll drop below 13, but it's really not the same as them being below 1230. We'll do our best here. We're quite a bit up on clock. We don't have From the Catacombs in our sideboard. We don't really have anything grindy. So we're going back in with more or less the same deck, minus an extraneous land. Hymn to Turok is not. This is not really the matchup I had in mind when I put Hymn to Turok in my sideboard, because they're really good at just crushing you on cards. It's really our role to be more aggressive. In fact, Nile Spell Bomb, Surgical. You saw how Uro just kind of like ran that game. If we had Cling to Dust a little earlier, that would be pretty sweet. And they mulliganed. The early game, like, we were crushing, and then it kind of fell apart. Bronco, I can't really rely on that since they have swords and Leyline Binding and all kinds of stuff. Maybe if Bronco, maybe they had given Bronco Flash, maybe it'd come in the control mirror. I don't know. Bolt, also not great. We have Bowmasters to beat their Bowmasters. Even Pyroblast is not that great, which is a real problem when the control decks get really green. Alright, how about we cut one more bolt and maybe another bolt. Actually, Brazen Borrower, I think. Yeah. Go like that. Just try and get really aggressive and leverage all of our 2-for-1s that aren't Hymn to Turok, obviously. Sure. I like the Cling. I like the Baleful Strix. Seems like they're not playing Wasteland. That would be pretty ridiculous if they were also playing Wasteland. So I will Surveil here. They have a Ponder. Okay, now they're below 1230. Yep. I'll keep that. If I can force through a Sorin, it's a pretty big game. Okay, we did need land number 4, but that was the less unique part of the puzzle. Now we need another blue card. And they might just cast a Beanstalk here, which would put an unfortunate spin on the game. Bayou. Bowmasters. That is much preferred. Now they've spent their first Bowmaster target or trigger on something that already drew me a card. Okay, there's the blue card. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Might even want to stifle a fetch land. Like, I think we can take the punishment. And this deck has some pretty massive mana problems, so... Well, never mind. All that goes out the window when you gotta counter this thing. Sure. Go ahead and just edict this away. Okay, cool. We'll follow up with that. I'll put one in hand, yeah. It's more than likely this will eat a Leyline Binding, and then... Although that would require them to have like a Plateau in their deck. They have a Tundra. Sure. This might be every color but red, in fact. Do they have a red source? No. So yeah, they're paying 2 for that Leyline Binding. And they don't have any black mana up, so... Does that mean I get to play Jace? Murktide Regent, sure. I wanted to bounce the Orc Army token, but obviously that's not an option anymore. Bounce that. Don't frickin' Bowmaster me, please. Okay, they have Triumph. It's pretty annoying. Not a huge problem. In fact, kind of relieved they're spending their mana like this. Not happy about them leaving up black, though. Sure. Alright, what's the move here? Definitely untap. Ponder. Well, start with a Brainstorm. They'll probably Bowmaster. Okay, they don't do that. Word, that's great. Put back land and land? Is that at all right? Because I need to block this Triumph. And if I can Fate Seal at some point, that'd be cool. But I'm not betting on being able to do that, really. Okay, how about... We'll first see if this resolves. It does not. Time to look for another one. We miss. That's really bad. Take the Ponder. Snapcaster Mage. Well, depending on how greedy they get. I mean, they'll probably just send both at Jace anyways, but possible this will work out. And who knows, maybe they'll just like ignore Jace and try and get me dead. I'm at 12. But probably not. Yep, okay. No effects. So now what? Snap Edict, Cling Triumph, grind it out with Cling, back it up with Red Blast. How do I have more lands than you? That's pretty good, actually. That means I've gotten a lot of favorable exchanges. Furthermore, very curious what's in your hand. I hope it's something I can Red Blast and feel good about, because I'm drawing a land next turn. Brainstorm? Not sure if I'd Red Blast a Ponder, but this feels appropriate. Can't Cling twice. If I play this land out. If I Cling and draw, like what? K-Command? Could do that. But, nah, it's fine. Uh-oh, land number 5. What does that mean? In fear of Mystic Sanctuary, because what? They don't have 3 islands, so never mind. Yeah, hit your force. Exile these sweet lands, so if you endurance me, I don't have to worry about drawing a bunch of fetch lands that don't have any targets. Surgical Extraction. What if I extract up the Beanstalk? Not really what you want to do, but ooh, Force of Will. Okay, okay. Gotta get through this army somehow, but things are kind of shaping up. If they play Uro, okay, we're both just straight looking tough right now. Yeah, I'll continue to fight on your graveyard. Leaving Red Blast in there? I think I'd rather leave Strix, honestly. Oh, shoot. I really can't. Like, the margins are so thin, I can't really fail right now. Ooh, Opposition Agent. Might win a fight over that. If they fetch. But they're being pretty stubborn. Clock is ticking. Oh shoot, I need to use this too, because if I draw that basic mountain, it'll just be a dead land on the field. It'll be pay 1 life, shuffle your library. Dude, come on. Now I gotta do the same thing with this. We're setting ourselves up for like fire top decks. It's the only good way to look at this. Yeah, only 2 lands left in the deck. Pretty wild. Pretty wild stuff. I don't have to worry about 4th Aerlingus either. Don't think they're playing red. Another surgical. Yeah, I need to point these at win cons. Carpet. You got it. What are you going to do with that? Make 4 blue. Cast Lorien Revealed, huh? Very interesting. Can I possibly even win a fight over this? I don't think so. Not what I want to fight over anyways. Up the beanstalk. Same deal. Not what I want to win a fight over. Crack that forest. Here we go. There's no swords in the graveyard, so can't really deal with that. How funny would it be if I cast Force of Will on this? Okay, they have a ton of removal in their hand. So that's not good. That's really all they got. Okay. Opponent's like freaking out. So I could extract beanstalks and swords. That would be pretty funny. Is there any sense in taking Tropical Island here? I don't think so. But yeah, let's see. Uro. One more Triumph, and then Bowmasters. That's how they win. Oh, and Murktide Regent. They actually kind of have a lot of win cons. So it's not good. I wish I could extract Leyline. Well, maybe I'll draw Thoughtseize, huh? Narset. That is good. Brainstorm. That is good. Okay. Fun is kind of running out here. I can surgical myself to shuffle, but that seems pretty bad. What do you think they'd discard? Yeah. Reading about Piantas. What do you think? They'd definitely discard Tropical Island if I K-command them, so I can't get them like that, unfortunately. Edict. Gotta hold on to that, obviously. Yeah, I think I just K-command and play Strix. Play that land. And I'll deal to that army, actually. And I guess I extract swords too, right? I think so. Just make life hard for them. Falling behind on clock. Alright. Go. Important note, Carpet, major enemy of the chess clock. Major enemy. Okay, we stuff one draw trigger. Kind of nice. Now there will be a cavalcade, though. They'll probably play up the beanstalk. Yep. There was some consideration to extract up the beanstalk, but eh. Here comes a draw 2 in Triumph. We're going to draw Brainstorm. Okay, so I guess next step is Edict You and Cling. If they Bowmaster in response, we Brainstorm. Okay, cool. So we'll Bolt. There's another win con down. We'll smash. Still have an extraction for Uro after all of that. And if they block Snapcaster Mage, we can pick it up with K command, hopefully. Okay, they might have seen that. Really not looking forward to drawing that land, though. If I can blast through it with Cling to Dust, that'd be cool. And they just dropped under 5. Things are getting pretty crazy. They just shuffled, too. And Ponder again. Did they play that Tropical Island? No shuffle that time. Okay, they drew Uro and Dress Down. I'll take that. But yeah, they're not going to play Uro. Did they leave a bunch of forces in? Yeah, of course. You never set out your forces when they can potentially draw you a lot of cards. Yeah, they can play and escape Uro around my surgical. So I'll really be looking for a way to get that thing in the graveyard. Oh, they're just going to pass. Okay, that's pretty good for me, I think. Go ahead and smash. Put him to 4. Hell yeah. K command. Dealing 2 is not really a thing. You know you want to discard Uro. Ah, damn it. Okay. Dress down. Sure. So I guess we'll be drawing that land next turn, unfortunately. Leyline Binding. Going after Strix. You got it. How can I do this? Do they still have Endurance in their deck? No. Their graveyard is not so flush that we can also expect Murktide. There's that. They stack the triggers right. Unfortunate. There's Flooded Strand. Maybe they'll activate it again. All right. I guess I'll keep Edict around, huh? The last land. How many Bowmasters do we have left? Looks like my deck is mostly Bowmasters at this point. I just really need to stay alive here, which I think might be possible. They'll need to find a lot of Bowmasters. Maybe for that reason they exiled them to pay costs. Leyline Binding. Yep. Eliminating my blockers. It's a good way to win quickly. Or maybe they just want to shuffle. Yep, there's Bowmasters. Alright. Will we survive? They have a lot of stuff like Carpet and Uro that really messes with the chess clock. But it's going to be close. Luckily, like, our entire deck is not land, so see what we can do here. But I'm not optimistic. Pyroblast. Destroy Uro. Oh no, they have Force of Will? That's bad. Maybe I'll draw another one. And I'll probably have to extract Force before making that play. But yeah, I think they'll be able to get over the line here, unless I draw something crazy. More Bowmasters. I'm at 1. Not good. What do I draw? Brainstorm. Doesn't really work. I give them a bunch of triggers they have to click through. That's about it. Truly the scummiest way to win of all. Alright, this might be controversial. I should have done save targets. Okay, this person's probably going to try and kill me. So, yeah, I'll just be out there trying to change my name and social security number, and then I'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we've lost the die roll. Round 4. Feeling a little bit like Bronn in Game of Thrones when Lysa Arryn's like, you don't fight with honor after that last round. But when you're playing an underpowered deck that's technically not meta, like Grixis Control, you gotta be a little ruthless. Urza's Saga. Okay. I think this hand is pretty good against Saga. Looks like 8 cast. No Metalcraft yet, so... Okay, Soul Guide Lantern, there's Metalcraft. If they have an additional land, or I guess they could cash in that Lotus Petal to make constructs. Force of Will, that's pretty good. See if we can survive. If they play another Saga, we won't be able to stifle either of the Chapter 2s. But maybe Petty Theft on a construct will keep us in this. And then this matchup gets a lot better post side. Edict. Yeah, it's like one of the only cards I'd keep that's not a land here. And then unfortunately we don't have another way to make or get a land drop after that. Yep, it's gonna be close. And then I want to see, like, I've also been seeing a lot of like painter variants, so I want to see if they make a construct or not here. Oh yeah, they do. I could Edict, or I could wait to see if they try to equip Boots and get them to burn a little more mana. I'll do that. Regardless, I will be playing around. Pithing Needle. Now here it's kind of interesting. I don't have any red cards in hand, but I have a double black and a double blue spell, so Underground Sea seems like the right choice. But any red card off the top, like Lightning Bolt, would not do much. And then Kolaghan's Command is the only other one, which would be good, but I'd need another land anyways first. So Underground Sea does seem right. But I think I'll round out my colors. Okay, Grindstone. So now Bolt is like a pretty decent draw. Cast Petty Theft. And now we're really hoping to hit land here. Land. Ah, shoot. That's not good. I'll probably take 6 here. Lava Spur Boots? Sure. Well, now no. Is there any way... Let's see. If their hand is like Soul Land Petal Painter, then they got it. But no, I have Force of Will. So yeah, I don't want to take 7 here. I could play Bowmasters and Chump Block. But I think I'm going to do this instead. Then if I can go into my turn free of onboard pressure, that'd be pretty cool. Emery. Yeah, probably need to force that, especially since they have Lava Spur Boots. Okay. How about a land? Ponder. It's close. I think I got a shuffle. And that is scary. Alternatively, I can pick up Brainstorm. See if this Bronco can ride. So I'm not sure what they could have in hand. If it's Soul Land Painter, they could have tried to jam last turn when I was tapped out. Yeah, I think I'm weirdly in for this. It could be insane though. Saga. Okay, I'm pretty interested in finding a land now. So I can stifle chapter 2. If that fails, it does not. Okay. K command to back it up is not bad. And we'll draw through this Brainstorm lock when we cycle. They might even activate the Lantern so I don't cast Murktide Regent. Not a card in my deck anymore. No. Okay. Yeah, things are a little dangerous right now. Just gonna have to kind of hope they don't have the mana to play a painter and activate in the same turn. At the same time, I don't think I can keep up with 2 more constructs. Karn. Now do they get Painter? Yep. Well, if they've been sandbagging blue card Force of Will this whole time, They might be able to thread the needle here. But that would require more mana, which they'll get off Urza's Saga. Another Brainstorm. Likely the line here. Okay. I think I'll put back Sorin and Bronco. Yeah. We'll let them make the first move. Man, Bolt would make this a lot easier, that's for sure. Floating 1. Well, obviously. I'll continue to play around Pithing Needle, too. Pedal. They'll need one more mana source here, which Karn might even wish for. There's Painter. Choosing white. Karn is making a wish. What do they get? Coding? The One Ring. Pretty good. Okay, they don't have the mana source. That's a relief. Kind of makes me want to cast Bowmasters instead. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything here. Yep, I've counted multiple times. I only see 2 mana. Hit Karn. Cool. Now I'll cling, I think. That's what I wanted. They might even force this. I have a force. Bolt there. No response. Send for 2. Definitely forcing the One Ring if they put it on the stack, but they only have 3 mana right now. Okay. Nice. And now they're pretty light on mana all of a sudden. I'm going to cast Brazen Borrower. It's more mana efficient than committing more Bowmasters. Is it super dangerous to get an extra card with Cling right now? Even if they had a Soul Land and another Painter. That's hard. That is hard. Something I could do is pick up Obstructionist and then destroy Grindstone or Seat. Would that even be more insane? I think I want to hold up blue-red. Okay. Now I got Bowmasters up. Pretty significant clock. And yep, that's good for them. This matchup gets a lot better now. Get Meltdown, Red Blast. I don't need to worry about Chalice of the Void out of this particular deck because they seem to want to resolve Grindstone not via a Urza's Saga tutor. That being said, Thoughtseize on the draw seems not very good, even though they have Karn. Sorin, not really for this matchup. Hymn to Turok does not seem that bad, honestly. And there might not be time to Bronco. Surgical is okay, I think, but not super effective. Cling is kind of unimpactful. On the draw, we can probably go without a Swamp. Usually it's the basic Mountain, but I like a lot of red sources when I'm boarding in 2 Meltdowns and 2 Pyroblasts. So, yeah, I don't think we really need him. I don't know, though. Alternatively, I can bring in Fatal Push. Fatal Push is not bad. Hits Painter. Might hit Emery. And having a lot of outs to Emery is important. Yeah, I'm just going to go without Thoughtseize altogether, I think. I'll keep 1 Bronco in. Oh, I want Opposition Agent. Yeah. Go like that. Not an exciting hand, but Bolt is important in the matchup. We'll never be wanting for land drops. They're starting with Ancient Tomb and a Painter. Okay. Sure. Choosing red, so they might have Hydroblast in hand. Kolaghan's Command is a good draw if we survive. If their hand is like Force, blue card. Okay, cool. Force, blue card, Soul Land, Grindstone. That would be an insane hand. Seat. Bobble. Emery. Not good. Yeah, they have the whole combo over here. And I'm really hoping they did not see a land. Boots. That's really good. They can get another bobble activation. Or they might want Pedal. Yeah, bobble. Grinding Machine over here. Super strong start. Really hoping to hit a way to deal with Emery. Meltdown. Yeah, I probably just need to send that, right? Or can I wait? I don't think so, because my mana is going to be tied up for the next few turns. Hopefully this slows them down a little bit in time for K command to do some work. But yeah, if they have counter magic, we could be in trouble. Getting a servant out of the yard. Ooh, if they go like Blue Source, Hydroblast to land, that would be real rough. Saga. Okay. Hopefully Opposition Agent will help with that. And if I can just K-Command Emery and Painter away, that would be real nice. Bowmasters. If Bowmasters can pick off a Construct too. I guess that's not better than Opposition Agent though. Really glad that worked. Yeah, you know, if oh, they have an Opal too. I was about to say, if Agent can just like stuff the Saga Tutor and also trade with a Construct, I'll be happy, but doesn't look like that'll be the case. And they got Karn. With Lattice mana too, no less. But they're not plussing. Are they just going to get a Painter? Oh, One Ring. That's pretty good too. What can I do about that? A land. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I need to play Agent here, just so they don't get Grindstone and then wish for a Painter Servant and just win. And I guess I should do this while they're tapped out. Okay, not much in their hand. I probably just need a Bauble, honestly. I'll have 5 mana next turn. Okay, they don't have Force of Will in their deck. That's fascinating. They could support it, likely. Hydroblast, I did read that when they chose red for Painter. And Flusterstorm, gotta watch out for that. Yeah, I think I'll take a Bauble. That seems the most necessary. Taking Grindstone does not feel right. So I'll likely not extend into that. That would be, I'm going to give them more credit than that. So I'm just going to try and get more cards, try and find Snapcaster Mage or Meltdown. Hope they make a wish with Karn. So I can Bowmaster. Yep. Getting that card draw in is important. And a Thoughtcast, sure. Also good to get those in. Okay, they are making a wish. That is good. Paradox Engine. How did I miss that one? Yep, no block there. I guess if I find a way to deal with that construct, I can just attack Karn. More Bowmasters. Likely good enough. When they're at 10, it'll really limit their options. And what they're drawing is not as important as what I'm drawing. So I'd like to use this pseudo scry. Oop, you know what? I can't do that yet until Karn is gone. And I tapped kind of bad there. Brazen Borrower. Yep, that's pretty good. I will need that one. But will I need to bounce a construct or like Paradox Engine or something? And they need to deal with these Bowmasters if they really want to go off, I think. Because that is a lot of damage. So if I flash in Bowmasters, that's what? Like four triggers. All of a sudden my army is standing up to constructs. But if they find a way to deal with that, I'll probably need Brazen Borrower to bounce either the Ring or Paradox Engine. This line's a little conservative. Not aggressive. 7 cards in hand. They don't have any free counter magic though, which is a big deal. There it is. There it is. See, I feel like if I just bounce the Ring in response, like, they'd need a lot of fast mana in hand to pull this off. It might be safer to just ask them to deal with the Bowmasters, though. But if they cast another Ring and just have protection from everything, then that surely does not matter. They'll be at 4. I wonder if it would have been better to get a Lotus Petal. Well, then I wouldn't even have this Brazen Borrower in hand. Alternatively, what if I bounce Grim Monolith? And they don't have mana to redo anything. They haven't played a land yet, though. I do think bouncing Monolith is probably the safest line here. Because yeah, if they just like cast Lotus Petal, then cast another Ring, the Bowmasters don't even matter. Whereas getting them on mana seems pretty important. I can wait for them to cast another spell though first, right? Yeah, they got it. Recasting the monolith. Okay. They do have another ring. So yeah, it turns out maybe bouncing Paradox Engine? Well, no, that doesn't make sense. They could have just recast that. Alright, well, I think they can draw their whole deck here. They have to whiff pretty hard. And they do have a combo. They can't search their library. I don't know how much that's really going to stop them. If they end up with a lot of counter magic in hand, they might not be able to trigger their Paradox Engine. I'll trade... I'll just block the one with damage on it. Oh, there's Painter Servant. They only need a Grindstone now. Choosing blue is interesting. Go after the Servant. Servant's gone. There's Karn. Making a wish. It's Grindstone. Do they have the final painter? Still 29 cards in their library. Let's see here. Karn, 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 Construct, I guess. Another ring. Keeping one with no counters. Okay, there's the servant. Looks like they got us. Dang it. That was close. It was close. We're slightly up on clock. Now I'm on the play, and they're playing Karn and stuff. Kind of interested in him to Turok, and less interested in maybe Jace. Yeah, it's a little slow. Same with Bronco, unfortunately. But yeah, absolutely need Bolt. Thoughtseize on the play also feels pretty good. Let's just try and interact like a boss here. And yeah, cutting their resources also seems pretty good, so him... Maybe I don't need him, though. Yeah, I don't think I need him. It's a one-ring deck. Nothing would feel worse than staring at a him to Turok while they have protection from everything. Yeah. Hopefully we're not hunting for our third land too hard. We can surveil for that. Seat, pedal, bobble, Emery, force of will, no fluster, Emery, dang it, oh boy, this is scary, and there's a bobble in the yard, shoot. Yep, that's exactly what we needed. Oops. Alright, so they're up 2 cards in hand, but they only have 1 land. Having to use pedal was hopefully important. And now we just really need to hit a land. Soul Guide Lantern, sure. Another Emery. No! No! Crazy. Alright, can I please hit a red source? I really need one. I feel like we just lost. That was a bummer. So close. So close. Gotta commit these Bowmasters right now. If I can play Narset and defend her, that'd be pretty good. Although Opposition Agent's the next line. 3 drops in hand. Gnarly. Oh no! Well, I guess I deserve it. Dang it. Failure to function when we needed it most. That is disappointing. Even if we draw a Meltdown, we don't have any red mana. The second Emery. And now opposition agent's not that great. Sure. I'm so sad. One ring. Real heartbreaker, I gotta say. Might all be a little too late, but I suppose we gotta try. I mean, I feel like this is how I get back into it, right? Just let them have a one ring? Seems insane. They're not actually going to draw with it, though, right? Like, no way, right? Yeah. Just enough life to force of will with. Oh, I probably need to do this while they're tapped out, right? Like, what if they have counter magic in hand? And honestly, it seems kind of likely. So what, I'll just deal 2 to a construct? That one card probably doesn't matter too much, right? Hmm. Probably not what they wanted. Gotta dodge Manifold Key. Yeah, Meltdown makes this weirdly competitive. But I know I'm not drawing Meltdown. What am I drawing? Sure. Nimble, that's right. Okay. Kolaghan's Command. Damn, that's close. That is close to being good, isn't it? I need one more mana. Man, it can't be a fetch land. God damn it. Oh, this is insane. Meanwhile, the ring slowly ticks down. Saga. Not good. Yeah, I can't imagine what gets me out of this. Not Force of Will. Ah, shoot. GG's. Be back for the last round. Dang, I was feeling hot too after game one, but I suppose it's kind of what I deserve. Alright, welcome back to match 5, final round. After a heartbreaking brick in game 3, we're not up for a trophy, unfortunately. And this hand, do a little experiment with it. We'll Thoughtseize, try and clear the way for a Bronco, and see what an unchecked Bronco will do. Obviously, this is Legacy, so Thoughtseizing and clearing the way for like an unchecked Emrakul is usually better. Okay, cool. Yeah, what do I even take here? Probably Animate Dead. It's not really reliable to try and mono-screw your opponent, but they kind of have like... It's kind of a mold of 5 situation over here. They have 2 cards they don't want in their opening hand. They'll probably pitch Griselbrand to keep Atraxa in like the orbit of things. Taking Troll is really funny, but the game's going to go long. Alternatively, I could take Grief and count on my cantrips to find a way to, or to like hit either Cling to Dust or, what's it called? But them two forwarding themselves sounds pretty good to me. Animate Dead is definitely the splashiest card here. So we'll probably lose the Bronco, unfortunately, but that's okay. I wasn't going to do too much with these Bowmasters around anyways. Needs to attack. Pitching Atraxa. Now that's interesting. Usually they value that creature a lot higher than Griselbrand. Yeah, there goes Bronco. Strand go. Likely see them Swamp Cycle. I don't mind another land. And I'm going to ponder now, even though Brainstorm is more punished by Bowmasters, the fact that I can like dance around it and it's an instant, pretty good. Okay, these cards are good. I will hide, what, Narset on top? Okay, so they don't want a Swamp Cycle. That's interesting. Really on the lookout for action. So maybe they drew a land for turn? That would make sense. Okay, Esper. And they're not main phasing these Bowmasters while I have no blue up, which is usually the accepted line there. So I'm thinking they might have something else up their sleeve additionally. Okay, they're being patient on those Bowmasters there. Ponder, sure. What they really want is Brainstorm. Get that Grizzlebrand back in their deck. Excuse me. Okay, they don't shuffle. Worrying. I don't care if they wasteland me at this point, though, so I would like to surveil. It's a good way to kick off the Bowmaster mirror, that's for sure. Very value positive. Still really want to catch me with that Brainstorm. It's admirable, but I feel like missing out on that 2-power creature might cost them. Yeah, they're being real stubborn. They're wasting a lot of mana over there. Yeah, that's fine, I think. Now I will cast this Edict. And they'll probably take my Narset. And now that I'm tapped out of blue, they might cast Bowmasters at long last. There they are. Alrighty. Things have gone just as planned so far. Cool. They'll never suspect I have another one. I would really like to convert this Brainstorm, and I hope it doesn't just draw me into like 3 lands or something, so Snap Thoughtseize is pretty appealing next turn. Oh god, they topped a card. What does that mean? Oh, probably just a Brainstorm. Which is bad, because now they can put Grizzlebrand back in their deck. But they're likely only running one Atraxa. Might see them reanimate that. Because they're pretty close to hard casting. Oh, enemy dead. On Bowmasters. I do find that a little more preferable. Unfortunately, they'll never attack with this, so I can't ambush it with Snapcaster Mage. Unless they, like, misclick. Ponder, sure. I hope they shuffle. They don't shuffle. Force of Will. Nice. It's a good way to cash out that Brainstorm. Meanwhile, I'm going to Thoughtseize and hope they didn't put a land in hand. Yeah. We can expect their next card to be even better, though. Maybe. Maybe not. No attack. I'll keep doing this, I guess. Okay. Alright, unless all 3 cards from that Ponder were fire. Might get some respite here. Okay. Not great. Entomb. That's fine. Archon. Grizzlebrand long gone. They hit a land. Could be worse. Now I don't have to guess if they have Bowmasters or not when I cast Brainstorm next turn. Next card after that is a Underground Sea. Kolaghan's Command. That's pretty good. I'll hit them in their draw step. We're grinding this out. I think I get Caustic Bronco back too. Or do I? I don't know actually. No, it's definitely Snapcaster Mage. What am I saying? Sure. Okay, their bad top decks are gone. Actually, those wouldn't even really be bad top decks. Oh, I'm going to do that again. I was hoping they would. Well, I can... okay, that's enough for them. Yeah, they didn't want to get draw step K commanded again. Okay, time to test this insane theory. We're bringing in him to Turok, baby. What else? Fatal Push, just like everything that's cheap. I just want to be able to cast a bunch of stuff against this deck. And I guess Brazen Borrower can stay. Bronco does not seem actually that great. Hard to untap with things, you know. Although this deck doesn't really run removal. I just have a feeling it'll be hard to attack into it. I've also been cutting a land against this deck since I go so low on the curve. And maybe I can live without Fatal Push. Okay. They'll have to lock me up for this one, though. Him to Turok against a Reanimator deck? Come on. Certifiably insane. Oh, man. These games have been not easy, except for match 2 against Red Stompy. That one was pretty by the numbers. But against lands, that was a lot of legwork with a card I've never played with before. Against 4-color Beanstalk, I had to do extended techniques via the clock. And then game 4 was just heartbreaking to me. I'm done harping about it. I'll probably harp about it in the recap a little bit. It's possible I should have mulliganed in game 3, but it's always rough when you take down game 1. Your matchup gets noticeably better post side, like Meltdown is such an ace in the hole, and then you just can't convert. I also slightly misjudged the matchup though. I didn't think they were like a Paradox Engine 1-ring deck. I thought they were closer to 8-cast than Paradoxical Outcome or Coveted Jewel. I don't mind this hand. It's pretty good against Wasteland. It has Graveyard Hate and also has Troll Hate. Well, it's got like bad Troll Hate since they can just Swamp Cycle it again for massive value. Ugh. Don't like it. I'm sure our next draw will be good. Ponder. No shuffle. Concerning. Oh my goodness. If I draw a land next turn, I'll play out Sewers because I'll actively want them to wasteland at that point. Just trying to trade cards any way I can. Brainstorm's good. That's what I want. I want Brainstorm. I want to turn these lands into real cards. You always hope when you keep a hand with a lot of lands in it, you're just objectively less likely to draw more lands because you already have a certain amount of the ones in your deck in your hand. But it doesn't always work out that way. But I did side one out, so ideally our draws will improve from here. They still have 6 cards in hand. It's rough. They're cantripping up a Storm. They haven't shuffled. Well, I mean, they shuffled after the Brainstorm. I mean, they haven't shuffled off Ponder yet, so they're likely pretty sculpted over there. But we got to focus on what's in front of us here. Got Bolt for the Voidwalker plan. Cling for the other plan. Borrower for damage control. Nice. That's what I was hoping for. So let's see here. Blue is the least likely color we'll want, so as long as I keep Bloodstained Mire uncracked. Cool. We'll fight back, and then if they still don't do anything next turn, I can Brainstorm away some of these lands. Entomb. Doing this before Grief is certainly odd, but they might just be entirely rolled up here. Sure. Was not expecting this. Maybe they're looking for grief first. But I think you'd want to do that before you entomb. But I'm not an expert. I have been thinking about taking this deck for a few leagues though, just because I'm so bad at playing against it. And usually when that happens, I actually have to just like play the deck myself to figure out how to play against it. Okay, we got the brainstorm. That's nice. Ponder underneath that, which would probably be my choice of pitch. I'm starting to have my doubts that they perfectly sculpted, because I think they would have been able to send a pretty unbeatable turn last turn. There's Voidwalker. Yeah, Scalding Tarn, least useful. They've made tons of land drops. That's something I'm not used to when I fight this deck. So the fact that they're down to 4 cards in hand, I mean, it's nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll hang this out there. Hell yeah. I hope I can actually draw it. Reanimate Troll of Khazad-dûm? I'm not going to fight over that. They didn't want to go for Grizzlebrand. Maybe that's too risky. Or maybe they're hoping I'd fight over that. Then again, if they resurrect Grizzlebrand, they won't be able to draw. They'll have like no life left. Sure. Yeah. Petty theft. Worth noting that Grizzlebrand is a bit of a liability against Bowmasters. Triumph of St. Catherine. Sure. Doesn't seem as strong as their other creatures. Oh, that would be a good time to brainstorm. Just reflexively let that resolve. I'm starting to feel the drain. But now I can do it anyways. They're not representing Bowmasters, which is cool. Ooh, a free entomb. Wild. I think I'll culling that. Okay, they probably have days in hand. It's the only really thing that it's really the only thing that really makes sense. Lorien revealed. Do I just cast that? I want Strix to check Triumph, but obviously it's pretty flimsy when they have like Bowmasters. But it seems so good, you know. And if they force, then they're down to one card. Yeah, it's all pretty good. It's a little annoying if this hits me, but Trax is not part of the game anymore. I feel pretty good. They could have 2 dazes. So what, I guess I just redraw. Yep. Daze. Yeah, they probably have another one, huh? Daze. Force of Will. Yeah. Well, actually, no. The shields are down. I was really hoping to hit Surgical or something, or force blue card. Alright. Go for it. I mean, the hand is mostly land. They had 1 card left. Might be Reanimate. Ooh, Archon? Yikes. That would actually be a good card to reanimate here. I was going to say Grizzlebrand is like medium since they also would not be able to activate him. But they're just passing, so that's cool. They have 2 unknowns over there. I'm about to Thought Seize. Alright. It's good enough for them. They didn't have any faith in Triumph. Alright. 4-1 with Caustic Bronco. I thought that card was pretty good, especially against non-interactive decks like lands. Man, I've like not put up anything less than a 4-1 for a long time on this channel, and I love my 4-1s. They've made me very MTGO wealthy. It would be cool to trophy a little more often, but I mean, yeah, my constructed rating is like getting pretty good with all these 4-1s. What else about this list? Didn't cast a single hymn, so completely unconfirmed whether or not that's any good. I'm gonna guess no, and I was hoping to cast at least one to like get a feel for it in the matchup and the meta. But that wasn't the most common game against Scamnator. Additionally, it was Esper Scamnator. Yeah, wow. I always get a little zonked after these long leagues, but I had a good time, of course. A little bit of a heartbreaker against the blue painter Paradox Engine combo deck, but it happens sometimes. You will hit your fail rate, and even though Grixis Control is a deck constructed to have as little of a fail rate as possible, because we're just looking for a nice median of spells and lands and spells that match up in as many or apply to as many different scenarios as possible, sometimes you just won't hit your 3rd land, and that was partially my fault. I was thinking about citing my 19th land back in while being on the play, just because you don't have, being on the draw, you don't have that extra draw step to pad out the odds in your favor. So yeah, that I'm definitely going to take full responsibility for that loss and not put it on variance, which you should never do, but it's easy to do, and it makes you feel a little better. But yeah, I will be playing more Caustic Bronco in the future. That is Probably more of a sideboard card. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. That was a good one.